Hello everyone and welcome to today's podcast initiated by the EQUALISER project. This project strives to promote gender equality in the workplace, and today we are focusing on the challenges of maternity leaves and its implications for women in the workplace. My name is Carlota Oroz and I am working as a researcher representing Spain in the EQUALISER project, and today I'm here with Miss Blanca Egea, a good friend of mine, and we are willing to explore the insights of the challenges of maternity leaves. So welcome, Blanca.
Hi.
And could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, hi to you and hi to the audience. My name is Blanca Egea and I major in international relations with Carlota here at the Murcia University. And well, actually I'm really concerned about what's happening in international society, and especially with everything surrounding women and gender. And I believe that maternity leave is one of the problems that we should address at this moment, so I hope we get good results after this.
Okay, so as I said, we are going to be talking about maternity leaves and it's the challenges it represents for women in the workplace. So as we know, maternity leaves are a common option for women in the early stages of motherhood, and this pause in working has a lot of consequences in their work life.
Exactly.
So we are going to be talking about
Yeah.
that. So as we know, maternity leave are a common option for women in the early stages of motherhood, and this pause in their work life has obviously consequences and a lot of influence in their work life itself. So for starting the conversation, I would like to for you to start talking about some factors that influence the maternity leave and how, for example, the organizational culture of the company can affect these maternity leaves.
So for example, for me, I feel that in terms of a company, you shouldn't focus that much on what kind of company it is. It doesn't matter if it's a tech company or fashion industry company. That doesn't matter as much as other things. I believe that, for example, like the core principles of the company, such as values, respect, or even how their direct relation with workers is. Like, for example, in terms of the relationships with the workers, those companies who have horizontal relationships are more eager, to show them the respect that they need in terms of maternity leave, and they tend to be more comprehensive and care more about the workers' feelings. And also, even if the company itself has some values such as the respect within the workers, or the way that they see workers as a family, not as an asset that they use for generate profit. Also, I feel that culture in terms of country, that also plays a big role. For example, we've seen that in the Western world, we tend to be more open and we tend to be more passionate about how other people are feeling. But for example, in some Asian regions, such as you would see, Japan or Korea, they tend to be like not that close to each other. And workers themselves, they see the relationship with work as, I'm a part of this company, and without me this company cannot function correctly. So they feel like they're obligated they feel like they have an obligation to the company no matter what their situation is.
Okay, so obviously the country and the country's culture can affect
Exactly,
the way companies treat their workers or the workforce. And also I wanted to ask you about the fact that how taking these maternity leaves can affect women career opportunities. I don't know if you have an opinion on this.
Yeah, well, I think you're talking about the gender stigma, right?
Yes.
So in that kind of sense, I have mixed feelings about this. Because I'm one of the people who thinks that when we're taking both parents into account and one of them is going to take the paternity or maternity leave, I believe the woman should be taking that, not because of a gender stigma thing or because a gender role thing, but because I feel that when the woman is the one who carries the child, so I feel that when the child is born and doesn't know their environment and doesn't know anything, the only thing that they know is their mother. So it's more logical that the mother is the one, you know, dealing with the child at that period of time.
Yes, at the end of the day, the woman is the one that is suffering
exactly
the effects of a pregnancy, the effects of having to give birth, having to feed the child.
Exactly.
So, well, if I understand what you just said, for not losing too many unnecessary workers in a company, like at the end of the day, a company has to function,
course, yeah.
and taking into account that the women are the ones suffering the consequences of motherhood and pregnancy, they should be the ones taking the maternity leaves.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that obviously if we go with that thought, it's obvious that companies are not going to hire women that are in their 20s and that are likely to have children. So that's something we should address from, I believe, our governments, that incentivates the companies to hire women no matter what they're expecting. And yeah, but they of course have problems regarding their career opportunities, because we've seen that they have less opportunities.
That since they are the ones that, like I said before, are pregnant, are going to take, not because of gender stigma, but they are gonna be the ones that in the early stages of their motherhood and in the early years of the child, they are gonna be the ones that are taking care of the child, of course, most of the time. So of course that has consequences in the work life, but that doesn't mean that we should take other initiatives to make women not lose such opportunities in their work life. Okay, so we've talked about the factors that take us to the maternity leaves. What about the consequences? Like what? How can this maternity leave affect career promotions, for example, or other type of opportunities?
Well, that actually depends on the country you're taking the maternity leave in. For example, in our country, in Spain, maternity leave is, I believe, about 16 weeks. In the US, it's 12 weeks. But we've seen other countries, such as South Korea, who are willing to implement an 18 months maternity leave because of their low birth rate. So that's also a problem that comes directly with having children. The fact that women are not willing to take a maternity leave because of their career, the impact that it has on their career. So it's basically several months of your life that you are taking care of a child, but you're not producing anything. So your company, you're not using anything professionally. So that, of course, is going to put you behind other people. So I think that there should be a way, like policies, there should be a way in which we could make women who are by their own, like they're volunteering to take the maternity leave. I feel that they should have something that compensates the loss of their professional life in some kind of way.
Yes, I see. So like you said, the fact that they are not producing anything, the fact that they are have to maybe new mothers have to take care for the first time of their child, the fact that you are not working, maybe you feel the fact that with pregnancy comes a lot of hormones, a lot of thoughts, a lot of how this kind of like maternity leaves and this environment, how can this affect like stress? What impact does this have in balancing your personal life and your work life? Because at the end of the day, with mothers, they have to do, it's something they have to do. They have to find the balance between taking care of a child and their work life.
Well, there is actually a saying that I heard a long time ago, which is that when a mother is made, a woman dies. That's basically because from all the women that I have around me, when you become a mother, you're not the same person as you were before. Not only did you give birth to a new person, but you're not going to be the same person anymore. So the amount of psychological impact that has on your life is so much stress and so much new things that honestly men cannot understand, and women who have not been mothers can also understand. So one of the things that we suppose about women is that they, you know, you go to your house and the house is clean, food is ready. Who did that? My mom did it. You know, and that's one of the things that I believe men should have more compromise towards that, because we're not only talking about taking care of a child, but taking care of a new woman. Also, you know, a lot of women who've just had a child, they have a lot of dysphoria within their own body. They don't feel good with it, and some of them even reject their child because of, you know, it's a state of depression.
Yes, it's the postpartum depression.
Yeah, postpartum depression. So I don't think we as a society acknowledge the impact that giving birth gives to a woman. So yeah, that should be something that we should address. One of the most important things.
So you think that like society, like you said, should be more aware of the impact that this have in women, and therefore in their private life and their work life, and then also if men were also like aware of this problematic, and if men are willing to like also take care of not only their own child but take care of their house, of their home, yes, and make it. Vale, esto lo voy a cortar porque me estoy perdiendo un poco.
But yeah, but like women are heroes, but being heroes doesn't mean that you need to deal with everything, because you know we also deserve to live our life. And you know, when you have a comprehensive husband who really takes care of your feelings and understands you, that puts you in such an ease that you don't have to worry about anything. So it really matters the person who you're with, because if that person gives you the strength that you need at that time, then everything's gonna go, you know, good, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, that's I really like your point there, and taking into account that this is a problematic that we all have to take care of as a society, not only within, like right now we are talking about the business world and companies, but not only in this
areas
field, but in every field in society. What do you think are some good like solutions or recommendation, or what is something we can do to try and maybe make this situation better?
Well, I actually have two ideas in mind. First one would be, we're in the 21st century. Technology is all around us. Even with the pandemic, we've realized that there are some jobs that can be done at home. You know, whether we like it or not, it's true that when a company pays you, it pays you to go to the office from 8 to 5 and be there and do your work. And even if you're done, you need to stay. So for those situations or those kinds of jobs that could be turned into the online jobs, I believe that women could be at their home taking care of their child and working online. And
not only taking care of the child, but like resting in a way, because you just gave birth and you just been pregnant for 9 months. So it's not only the caring process, it's also a healing process and a time you need to like rest and take care of yourself, because you cannot function as a normal human being again after being with a lot of hormones for 9 months and having a child inside of you, and then having to give birth and then take care of a new human being. So it's not only taking care of the baby, but taking care of yourself as well. And
that would actually wouldn't have an impact on the company, because the woman would still be producing, professionally speaking. And if that were impossible, because you know there are jobs in which you cannot do it remotely, so I would offer something that is, we've seen that when there is a maternity leave, women have to stop their career for a short or long period of time, depending on what they would like to do. So, for example, what about creating a platform in which mothers can take online courses that would help them promote in the future, professionally speaking? And of course, this wouldn't be company paid, because they're already with unpaid maternity leave, and the company's not going to pay for the courses. But I feel that the government itself, the government should help by fully funding these courses, so that women, while they're healing, while they're taking care of the child, they can still learn and get some new certificates that could help them in the future to promote in their career. I believe, those are one of the things that I think we should take in mind.
I think that's a really good idea, not only for promoting a woman's career, but also for making them feel productive.
Exactly, that's
so you are not at home all day long
feeling useless
or doing nothing. You can have, obviously women need some rest days, but you can still feel like productive. You don't lose track of your work life, your routine. You have and then you're working from home, that is more comfortable than having to go to an office, and that also help their mental health. That is, I think it's really good. It's a really good step to involving in their work life again.
And that's actually one of the things that, unfortunately, women, as time goes by, women want less children. They just want to focus on their professional career because they know that the governments don't give them options to balance both sides of their life. So if we did that as a government, as a country, if we gave them, for example, low birth rates would suddenly completely turn into good rates, and we could actually help, everything that's all the problems surrounding childbirth, etc., that's happening in the country.
So it's obvious that we have a problematic with births in Europe.
In Spain also.
In Spain also, but in Europe in general, I think is one of the continents with the lowest birth rates. So I think that is something we should take about and take care of, and taking into account that women are the ones who are going to give birth. It would be like really positive to give them easy ways,
incentive.
Yes, to access to the motherhood and all that stuff.
Sure.
So we have highlighted the importance of giving mother these solutions so they can take care of their personal life and their work life. And what are some cultural changes that maybe needs to be done in certain countries so we can have a better approach to this problematic? I think we talked about this earlier, but the culture, like in different countries, as you said, in South Korea there's a different relationship with the workforce than maybe here in Europe. So how do you think we can approach that, the cultural changes that needs to be done?
So actually, I'm doing my thesis at this moment, and it's about cultural diplomacy, and I'm studying culture as a fact. I'm studying culture as a topic, and it's more complex than we think. Culture is not only a word itself, but it's a compound of history, it's a compound of language, it's a compound of actions that
a lot of factors.
So in order to change that, you need a lot of time. So I wouldn't suggest any cultural changes for the short time because it's not possible. But this is gonna sound probably too soft, we could say, but I think that is all about trying to understand the person who's in front of you. Even if you don't agree with their point of view, you can understand them. And if there is a majority of people, because the majority of people in the world are women. If there is the majority of people in the world who are suffering from this, and without children we cannot have
a future.
So it's actually a problem for all of us, no matter what your political ideology is, no matter in what country you live in. So more like a cultural change, I would say that is something that we should address as a society, as a group,
as a whole.
As a whole. Because otherwise we're never going to face it. Because, there are some countries in which religion and culture come together. So in those, you need to change religion in order to change culture. And unfortunately...
religion is something you cannot change.
Yeah, unfortunately that's it's true that that's not going to happen in the real world. That's realistic. So more than changing the culture, I think that we should give a word to those women who cannot speak for themselves and address the problem for us, but also for them too.
Okay, that's a really good point you made there, and so I think we've come to the conclusion that it's obviously a very difficult thing to fix, but if we all work together, for sure we've come to a common end, and we find those solutions. So thank you very much, Blanca, for sharing your insights on these maternity leave topics and its implication for women in the workplace. This conversation has highlighted the urgency of addressing systemic inequalities and working towards a more equitable future. So, is there anything you would like to add, Blanca?
Well, apart from thanking you for inviting me here, it's just that I would like to tell everyone in the audience that if we really take care of what our parents left to us, and if we really want a future for us but also for our children, this is an issue that we should address as soon as possible. So I insist to everyone watching this, and to governments and everyone in the world, to actually make an effort to change this
and to make a path for women,
for a future. Yeah, because
we need women in our future,
and children
and children. So thank you again, Blanca. Thank you to the Equalizer project for giving us the opportunity to address this problem and speak out our minds. Thank you, Blanca, again. Thank you everyone who's watching. See you next time. Bye.